You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Hello. Good day. And welcome to another episode of Vigilantes Radio. We're doing a pre-recorded episode today, so we can't wait for this particular one to publish so that you can hear it for yourself. All right. Does the fear of rejection keep you from taking the actions necessary to achieve your dreams? Imagine for a moment the kind of success you could have if you could transcend that fear. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen if you are rejected? Usually the worst that can happen is that you'll hear someone say no. Is that so bad, guys? Let your fear of rejection be a positive influence. Fear gives you energy and the ability to sharply focus on your situation. So feel the fear, take energy and clarity from it, and do the feared thing anyway. Don't let your fear stop you, but let it motivate you to be more prepared. Learn to transcend your fear by practice. Seek out rejection and experience it. Start small with things that are inconsequential. Call a busy friend, invite them to lunch on short notice. Chances are they will say, no thank you, and you'll have a rejection experience under your belt. Make a game out of it, trying to see how many rejections you can get before you get a yes. With each experience, you'll gain a personal understanding that rejection is not the end of the world, and that it is nothing to be feared. Realize that you and you alone are responsible for your own worth. Nothing anyone can do, say, or think will change your value as a human being. Only you have the power to do that. It is impossible for anyone to reject you unless you let them, because rejection occurs in your own mind. Believe in what you're doing, my friends. That will make rejections the other person's problem, not yours. There's a guy, Colonel Harlan Sanders. He was a retiree receiving Social Security. He had a pretty good recipe for fried chicken. I don't know if you ever heard of the guy. And decided to try to sell the recipe to restaurants in return for a percentage of the revenue that it generated. Well, Colonel Sanders drove around the country sleeping in his car, looking for restaurants that might be interested in this recipe. He was rejected 1,009 times before someone finally said yes. 1,009 rejections. Oh my goodness. Because he was able to keep going after each one, he made a fortune as the founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is now known as KFC. I don't know if you ever heard of that one, but just in case you haven't, just try it out, So don't let the fear of rejection stop you. Learn to draw strength from it. Take that from me, dini-mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, hello and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music or Inside the Book. Inside the Business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. So one time for my people who are indigos, crystalline or starseeds, or for my Vigilantes audience family, and 2 times for my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 4 solid years. I appreciate all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, movies, and research in every aspect, and we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award-winning artists to nominees to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology geniuses, visual artists, from authors to professors and aliens. Or people who think they're aliens. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out. To book an interview or just to share a real cool story, email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. And that's V as in Victor. I'm passionate about what I do, just as passionate about what you do, and together, yes, together, we can get your voice heard by the people who should hear it. So let's create something incredible. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Text that number to your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the homepage, you can slap that go live button and you'll be right here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. Feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much and we take up the entire hour. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/Only One Media Group, iTunes, YouTube, or any app from the Google Play or iTunes Store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired.
Well, today's interview is the JJ McGuigan Interview, and I'm your host, dini-mussolini. Just in case you didn't know that, we just had to say that again. So our interviews go beyond the music, beyond the movies, beyond the products, and even sometimes the ego. We go into the minds of the artists, bands, actors, actresses that create these marvelous aspirations. So from researching our guests, mining for details, watching or listening to everything we can, our interviews are designed to bring out the best possible answers through thought-provoking questions that have real substance. So let's go ahead and dive deep with JJ McGuigan. Hey, JJ, you're now live with me. Well, not live, but you're now, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
Doing great. So, JJ, man, how did you celebrate the last national holiday that we had, which is the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl, I was sick with bronchitis.
Oh. Wow.
So I was just chilling at my place, just watching it, and, was just really didn't do anything. My roommate just kind of fled because he didn't want to get sick, and then rightfully so. And so I was just kind of a vegetable during that time, but I watched the game. It was a heck of a game, and and so was able to watch that. But yeah, I didn't really do anything.
Cool deal. Man, sorry to hear you had bronchitis though.
No worries. No worries.
So, man, big shout out to you and thank you. Much appreciation for being patient with Vigilantes Radio. Much appreciation for you taking out the time off your guitar and microphone. Oh, definitely. To talk it out with all of us. For the people out there that haven't heard your music yet, tell us about your sound from your own perspective. What is it that you're doing right now through the universal language of music?
Yeah, well, basically, I like to incorporate a lot of emotion into the songs. And I know a lot of people say that, and it's probably true for a lot of artists. But what I kind of mean by that is just I want them to feel something deep and a connection to the music, you know. Mm-hmm. And it is not necessarily anything specific, because I try and write a lot about just life struggles in general and how you can overcome them, and really just leave an impact on someone, you know, that's connecting them in a way, because I think a lot of our problems, you know, in the world, a lot of the suffering in the world, is just a lack of connection, whether it be to themselves, to other people, or just anything in general. And music, you know, like you said, is a universal language, and it's something everybody can connect to when they can't seem to connect to anything else. And so I really try and do that. And my EP, Dissociative, that's out, is for the most part a pretty laid-back rock EP, and you know, the sound is the singer on there is Garrett Crow that I had. He sounds a lot like a Tom Petty, and so it's pretty laid back, but it's got a lot of what I think is a lot of meaning and truth in it, and a lot of soul searching in the EP, and so hopefully people will listen to it and connect.
Definitely. All right, man, you'll have to forgive us because I know we just jumped on your train to catch a ride, only to discover that you've been at this for a while now. So after researching more, I found out we didn't even jump on at the end of this train, which is cool because, you know, it's not the end.
Yeah.
So lay it all out for us. What are the real concepts driving the music of JJ McGuigan?
What are the concepts?
Yeah, the real concepts.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think a lot of it has to do with mental health. You know, I've struggled with that since I was 16, and a lot of it is, you know, that can be mixed up in a lot of different ways. But I really try and you know, I'll say it again because I think it's so true that it's our lack of connection that causes some of the illnesses, you know. And in reality, the big concept is just connecting people through music. And, you know, I'm a very spiritual person as well. I know your show delves into a lot of that as well. That's very cool.
Definitely.
I myself am indigo, and
nice.
So I just feel a need to help the world with my gifts and everything that you know I've been bestowed, and try and, you know, just try and do what I can to raise the vibration and see where this whole Earth experiment goes, I guess.
Yeah.
but yeah, so mental health drives a lot of it. You know, I try and speak out about it when I can, let people know they're not alone. Yes, they are connected, even though they don't feel it at certain times. Seek help, seek a friend. Just don't stop seeking help. You might get, like you said in your intro, you might get a lot of rejections, but you can, you know, Colonel Sanders, what was it, 1,009 rejections?
Yes.
You know, and with you know, with seeking help, seeking a friend, you know, you might get rejected, and that hurts like crazy. But it's not the end of the world. There are people out there I feel you were meant to come across, and just don't stop seeking that connection, that help, that understanding. And, you know, we as a society just need to, I think, be more understanding of people. You know, give people a little bit of a break and not judge them so quickly, and not, you know, label so quickly in a bad way.
Yes.
You know, I think that's really kind of one of the big concepts that kind of drives the music, I think.
Definitely. Do you consider yourself to be an advocate of any particular mental illness?
Really, it's just all kinds in general. I myself suffered from, you know, obsessive compulsive disorder, which comes along with extreme anxiety and depression. And I, you know, I labeled my first EP Dissociative, the one that's out now, because I suffer from what's called depersonalization, and that's just a strong disconnect from the world, and it feels like a dream world, and it's if you ever research it or anything, it's a scary disorder. You know, the person suffering from it feels very frightened, very disoriented in a way. And but any mental illness, any struggles that a person's going through, that, you know, when it hits you the first time, you just don't know what it is. You know, what am I doing? What's going on? And so we need to have, you know, people that can understand someone even when they don't understand it, if you know what I mean. It's like, really, it's just any type of struggle that a person's going through. We just need to be there for each other.
Definitely. I got to agree with that one. And obviously, from listening to your work, even for a minute, anyone can understand there's a heavy focus on some things. The melody and vocals are incredible, but right now I want to know about the process for you. I get that it may not come, you know, so quickly to you, or maybe it does. But including like the editing, metering, all the way down to the time signatures, how does it all come together?
Really, it just I try not to lay down a specific process. I just let it come together, if that makes sense. And it usually starts with a lyric in my head, either it's just that by itself or me strumming on a guitar or a piano, and just kind of letting what needs to be said come in and starting the writing process. And then when it sticks with me, I know that it's something that needs to be created, you know, because I have a lot of lyrics going through my head all the time, but you know, if it sticks with me, then it's something that needs to be created. And as far as the latest EP, I had all those songs written out over a span of a couple of years or whatnot, and they were all just done singer-songwriter style with me on the guitar. And I decided, I want to make a full band version of this and find the best singer I can, and find the best drummer I can. And it happened to be the same guy, which is odd, but it is very good. And Eric Crow is that guy. And and I want to find, just try and make the best album I can. It's a full band version of what I'm trying to create. And was able to get a hold of my Cajun Ryan, who is here in town in Wichita, Kansas, and he's worked with Guns N' Roses and Bob Dylan.
Wow.
And some pretty big name acts, and but he's from Wichita, and he came back to Wichita to kind of see if he can't do something to help the artist in his hometown. And so I got with him, and then the production process, it was solid. It lasted probably about 6 to 8 months, just because schedules and everything. It was just one studio, and he had different clients that he had to come in, and so we would just work around the studio's schedule. And then the editing came, and Macasia did that, and it was a fun process, and I try not to get too specific with how it's done, like as far as getting the meter just right, or the time signature. Most time signatures I write in a 4/4, and the meter itself, I just try and lend itself to what it is. And if I need to go back and change it to match the melody, to match the progression and everything, I'll do that. And normally it's not necessarily changing the message of the song, but it's changing the way it's said to kind of fit the song and everything. And a good trick that I learned was, you can count out syllables for each line, and you just underline each syllable. And then when you're trying to match the meter, you just match those syllables with your words. That doesn't always have to be the case, obviously, but that's a good tool that I use to kind of keep me from being too wordy when it's not supposed to be too wordy, according to the music and the melody and everything.
Yeah.
But as far as the whole process went, it was my first time doing it, and so I thought it went pretty well, and it did, and so it was a fun time, and I'm looking forward to doing another one here with my buddy Brian Elwick, and we've got about 10 songs that we're working on, and we're going to get them down to 5, our 5 best, and then go into a studio and record them here pretty soon. So, yeah, looking forward to that too as well.
Definitely. So you're the sole songwriter, correct?
Correct, on the EP, yeah.
Yeah. And you're working on, well, you have 10 new songs, but you're going to break it down to 5. Do you feel like you do your best work on EPs? Why not in full album?
Well, we've kind of debated it, and we just think it's more kind of cost-effective for an EP.
Gotcha.
And it gets, you know, something out there that you can market and in a shorter amount of time than, you know, stringing, you know, a full 10-song album along. And, you know, we might go down that road, but as for now, it's more cost-effective and it's more focused just to do an EP, I think. And that's kind of the way a lot of independent artists are doing their thing now. And
True.
And a lot of singles are coming out as well, and so just straight up singles. And so, because with the new technology and downloading, that's obviously a good avenue to pursue.
Yeah. As a music consumer yourself, do you prefer EPs over albums?
I kind of like both equally because, you know, if it's an EP, I know that it's 5 songs that the artist, you know, really was able to narrow down and then I'll probably enjoy. And but, you know, along with like mainstream music right now, you know, it's still a lot of albums, and I don't mind, you know, at all listening to a full album. You know, if it's a band I like, even if there's songs on there I'm not particularly fond of, you know, I'm usually fond of most of them, so I have no problem buying the whole album. But it's kind of both. If it's an indie artist, I kind of like an EP. If it's a mainstream type of artist, you know, full album's not bad as either. So
definitely. Did you have any like musical inspirations for Dissociative?
Really, my main inspiration was just my experience and everything with mental illness, and just finding a way to be authentic in the songwriting, even when you don't feel authentic. It is key. You know, you feel disconnected, but you're still you, and you always are in a sense. And yeah, it was really just kind of battling the mental illness side of things, and that was really my strongest inspiration, was trying to reach that out to other people as well.
Yeah. I mean, that would prove to be quite a battle, right? But you come out on the other end as victorious because your EP is out, you know?
Right. Yeah, it just shows that, you know, we're all here for a reason, and you know, sometimes you don't know what that reason is, but you just still gotta hold on because there is one, and you know, there's multiple reasons, you know, and we're here, and you know, the battle is still a day-to-day struggle sometimes, but you know, I think back to when I was 16 and first going through it, you know, I didn't know how long I'd make it. You know, it was that deep and that chaotic in my mind and everything. But with supportive parents and some friends that stuck around and people that, you know, took the time to care, you know, mental health professionals and everything, it was a battle that I was able to win and still try to win day to day. So, yeah.
So, JJ, what's your opinion on the average lifespan of a project before, you know, it's time to start on something new?
Yeah, with that, I think if you've got a specific project in mind, and say it's an EP of 5 songs, I'd say it's honestly more of a feeling out process. You kind of feel when it's just kind of going south and nothing's coming. That's when you either want to reevaluate, do I want to do this project do I need to change up who I'm doing it with? Do I need to change my approach in how I'm doing this? Do we need to get more focused and whatnot? And if that's not happening, soon when it comes to that, then it is time to move on. As far as, if you've got, the inner workings of say 5 songs and you're wanting to put it out, I would just give yourself small checkpoints. Maybe not a big checkpoint of 6 months to a year, but just small checkpoints saying, hey, within, 3 weeks, let's have so much of this song pre-demos recorded and everything, and then try and make that a goal. And if that doesn't get reached, don't give up, but just try and reevaluate everything. And I honestly don't think you can give up on a project completely if it's something that's really inside your heart. You just need to maybe take some time off of it. If too much time's gone by, if a year's gone by and no progress has been made, start on something else, and then but keep that in the back of your mind, the old project, and just see if you can then wake it back up, after you complete another project, because it can get frustrating. Having lots of projects going and none of them get completed. That I've been there, and I think a lot of artists have been there, and that can get frustrating. So you want to try and complete it, make it good, obviously, as good as you can, but at the same time, don't be too much of a perfectionist or too timid to not do anything and just kind of let it be where it's at all the time, and not make progress on it. So I think it's a lot of it's an internal thing. You just kind of know when it's time to move on and keep that one in your back pocket, really.
Definitely. So long before you might have ever decided that you wanted to make music a career, there was something that connected you to the music that you couldn't ignore, something that's still a part of what's driving you to this day. What would you say that is?
Just what music did for me, even before the mental illness, it was a band called Live. And they came out with a album called Throwing Copper. I was probably 12 when that came out, and it just really struck me as like it was just this powerful, spiritually motivated music that deepened me and gave me, just a certain sense of wonder, in a sense that I didn't think music could do. And then when I did struggle with mental illness, it was music that saved my life, nothing short of that, at certain times. And back then, I didn't realize I wanted to do music, but just the power of it to reach into someone's soul, their essence, their whatever you want to call it, and bring them back to life, and just it's kind of like a life support thing. While you're just hanging on, you've got music to carry you through and then see you through to the other side. And it was just knowing that it was that powerful, and then it became well, I want to be able to do that for someone else. And so that's kind of how I started on the music as a career, and it just kind of you're exactly right. But before I knew I wanted to do it, it reached me already at that deep level. So yeah.
Definitely. So we're going to play the record Home.
Okay.
What do you assume will connect people to this record?
Any type of, yearning for, a place that is ultimately internal, that you can call home, that you can really just feel your total self at, and really just kind of feel connected to, feel like you belong, and everything, and not feel like you're just kind of running around in a maze looking for, something that you're yearning for. You're not quite sure what it is. I think Home can kind of deliver that to people.
Definitely. All right, guys, after the music break, it'll be time for our usual tradition. It is called the hot seat. And our fans love this part of the segment, and of course, along with the actual interview, but the audience will get to hear some vocals, poem, inspirational speech. Maybe JJ McGuigan can freestyle rap, who knows, or tell us a joke or story, maybe play a live instrument. Well, you never know what these creative minds and vessels will produce in the spotlight. And today, we'll find out if JJ McGuigan has what it takes to be put on the spot, a test of his true artistry, and maybe even some hidden talents. But for right now, here's JJ McGuigan home.
As I wander, searching for a place I've never known, like the time that I see your face makes me realize there is something real out there, and I wonder how long till I reach this place. Home sounds like a nice idea to me. Don't tell me that there's nothing out there. This life has had its way with me. Breathing in, home is where I wanna be. And I wonder, why am I all over everywhere, walking circles and acting like I'm going somewhere? Sometimes I feel like I just wanna start this over, and I remember just how far it is we've come. Home sounds like a nice idea to me. Don't tell me that there's nothing out there. This life has had its way with me. Breathing in, home is where I wanna be. Shines its light from outer space, I will take you and we will never turn away. When all is said and done, you will be the only one that I will need for all eternity. Home sounds like a nice idea to me. Don't tell me that there's nothing out there. This life has had its way with me. Breathing in, home is where I wanna be.
Wow, what an incredible record from JJ McGuigan. Oh man, killer guitars, the lyrics on point, and the singer almost reminded me of Anthony from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Almost. Very easy listening track that was. I like it, yeah. So I just want to tell you guys that you need to spend some time with yourself. There's someone in your life who can be very valuable to you. Someone who can offer you excellent advice. Someone who understands you. They get you. Someone whom you can easily communicate with. That person is you. Unfortunately, most of us don't devote very much time to being with ourselves. We're too busy with the pressing day-to-day concerns of life, kids, work, Facebook, you name it. Donald Trump, We're too busy worried about what other people want or think or do. Many people never realize their greatness because they get sidetracked by life. They forget about their dreams. Don't let this happen to you. Get in the habit of spending quality time with yourself on a daily basis. Remind yourself of your purpose in life, of your dreams and ambitions. Listen to your own thoughts. Explore your feelings. Indulge your ideas and your fantasies. Because, ultimately, you are your greatest asset. There's a wonderful, unique person inside of you. Someone who has many things to offer to the world. So, get to know yourself. Become the person you were meant to be. Take that from me, dini-mussolini. That is my word. And of course, you already know. Word is bond. Let's bring JJ back on. Hey, man, you're now live in our hot seat. What do you have for us?
Hey, I was gonna think I might just play some guitar, freestyle.
That sounds wonderful, man. You play excellent, by the way.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Well, I just got my acoustic here, and I'm just gonna finger pick a little bit. So, here we go.
Wonderful. Very nice.
Thank you.
No problem. Man, I just want to say thank you once again for taking the time to do this interview with us. We have a traditional to offer an open floor here at the last part of the show. So anything else that you like to say, shout out some websites, some social media links. The floor is all you.
Yeah, you can check out any of my music that I have for download, and it's free download on my website, jjmcguiganmusic.com. It's just JJMCGUIGAN music.com. And you can also check it out on iTunes or Amazon and everything. And just check out my music and leave me a message. Let me know what you think. And if you're struggling with any type of mental illness or anything, leave me a message as well, and I'd be glad to talk to you and reach out. And if anything, just keep going. Know you've got a purpose in life and a reason for being here, and find your passion, just like you said. Find your passion and stick with it, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So yeah, that's kind of it for me, and I think I appreciate very much being on here. This is a great show.
Thank you, and thank you, man. JJ, we'll catch you later.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/only one media group, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website, and that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre-free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, Dini-Mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the number one rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.